Hello, upper cervical doctors and students. Welcome back to the UCM podcast. I'm Dr. Bill Davis with UCM Practice Growth Systems, and I am your host for today. Very excited. Got a guest today who I am really thrilled to talk to, and this is Dr. Caitlin Walker from
Hello.
Oceanside, California. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Walker.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, for anybody out there who doesn't know you, Doc, I'd love for you to introduce yourself to our audience. Tell them a little bit about you.
Sounds great. So, Dr. Caitlin Walker, I opened up Atlas and Balance Chiropractic, which is in Oceanside, California. I opened it just over a year ago now, and we do Blair upper cervical chiropractic. So I got started in the upper cervical world in my 7th trimester of school, and haven't looked back.
Nice. Yeah. So let's talk about kind of your journey from school to now, and so let's so you said 7th trimester got interested in upper cervical. So how did that happen?
So when I went to chiropractic school, I originally went because I was actually a low back patient. Like I had some fractured vertebra, I had some disc herniations. I just had been through the ringer with my spine in general, and got some relief from chiropractic, and was like, this is pretty cool. And I was an athletic trainer, so I really wanted to go down that realm. And so I was like, chiropractic is definitely the place I want to be. And so I started going to school, and within my first trimester at school, I got a migraine that didn't go away. It showed up one day and it just never went away. And I was in the clinic 3 times a week getting adjusted. And I would get maybe 20 minutes of relief. So it was like, okay, I'll keep getting adjusted because I'll live for that 20 minutes of relief.
Right.
And I got adjusted in a variety of different ways, but no one ever mentioned upper cervical. And then I had an intern who was like, hey, have you ever thought about Blair? And I'm like, what even is Blair? Like, what is that? And when I started school, it's like upper cervical. Okay. Cause one vertebra can do that much. Okay. I eat my words. Yeah. But I was like, I'll try it. At this moment, I'll try anything. And I was having bouts of vertigo. So trying to survive chiropractic school with vertigo, with migraines, it was just miserable. And I was really having a crisis of I chose wrong. Because I was getting worse in chiropractic school, not better. And I was like, this is a problem. And so we took all the Blair x-rays, we did all the things, I got adjusted, and I got probably about 2 hours of relief. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. That's better than nothing. And so we went down that road, and I was still getting adjusted a few times a week because I wasn't holding my adjustments. Nothing was helping me to hold my adjustments. So I was still getting adjusted 3 times a week. And then I attended the Blair seminar, and Dr. Hubbard was teaching that. And he was like, hey, California, do you know Dr. Elizabeth Hafer? No, but I sure as heck got her number. And I reached out, and when I came out to California to come home post-COVID, I was like, hey, can I shadow your office? Can I see more about what you do? Like, I'm really interested in Blair. Because again, that was the only thing that was helping. So I was like, if this is the route, this is going to be the route. And so I got in there, got my 3D image, the lovely CBCT, because that is the game changer, is the CBCT. And turns out I have some really wacky anatomy. So not only do I have a 6th lumbar vertebra, but in my cervical, my C1 has a paracondylar process, and is partially fused it is fused on the right side. And so all the x-rays that we taken, we couldn't see that I was fused on one side. So a lot of things didn't match up. So I was getting some relief, but it wasn't the end all be all because we didn't have all the what's the word?
Information.
Yes, information. I was like, data information. And so let me just choke for a second. Really choking up here. So Dr. Hafer adjusted me. Wow, I really am choking up. Sorry. Dr. Hafer adjusted me, and I actually felt worse for a few days. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, man, this is sucky. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. I still think Blair is a great thing. I've seen how it can help people. And then after like 2 or 3 days, I was like, had a migraine in a few hours. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then a few days later, I didn't have a migraine all day. I went to bed with a migraine, but I didn't have one all day. And I was like, okay, I see you. And then I went a week without a migraine, and then a few weeks without a migraine. And I was like, what just happened? What just happened?
Right.
Because I was like, no, I felt worse. Like this didn't work. But honestly, it made me the doctor who I am, because now I can explain that to patients, that it's not always a fix all right away. And that's okay. But yeah, and that's how my story goes. And so I went back to the clinic and was like, yeah, this is what I need to do. This is how we help people. My low back pain started getting better, because that was still a spicy low back. My vertigo was mostly better, and I was like, okay, I see you. So I really wanted to dive deeper into what all that was about and kind of figure out, how do I really get hands-on in the Blair community, because this was life-changing. This upper cervical is absolutely a game changer, and I needed more. I needed all the information. So, and Dr. Hafer liked me enough to keep me. So I decided to intern with her, and then I associated with her as well.
Nice. That's awesome. So, and how long were you with Dr. Hafer?
2 years. Well, 2.5 years with internship and such.
Okay. Nice. And so, I mean, obviously it's a great experience when you're able to do a preceptorship or an internship with a place that you then go on to associate, right? Because you get so much of an understanding of the practice during a preceptorship that then you're able to say, oh yeah, this is where I want to be, and learn from. And so, so what were some of the key things that you did learn in your associate position with Dr. Hafer?
Everything.
Literally. Everything. Yeah.
So I had taken the seminars, but we didn't get a ton of hands-on practice, because Blair still wasn't like super well known at school, hence why I'd never heard of it. And so when I got there, I learned how to do an analysis, a CBCT analysis, how to do the adjustments, all of the adjustments. Like I knew, single side atlas somewhat, but learning how to actually perform the adjustments and perform them well. I learned that note taking, just everything that you need to be able to be a successful doctor, I feel like I learned in my preceptorship into associateship. So I think it's a game changer. I was very thrilled that I got to do precepting as well as an associateship. Yeah. And easy enough that it was in the same practice where I'd already gotten to know the patients and bond with them, and, all that fun stuff that comes with being a doctor.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, when you have an experience like that with a doctor who, first of all, just has phenomenal systems and is able to show you how to be a successful upper cervical chiropractor. It's just that's such a blessing. And so then you took everything that you learned there, and then you went out on your own a little over a year ago. And so what was that experience like? What was it like getting started in practice on your own?
It was good. It was good. It was a lot. So when I decided to open my own practice, I actually had a newborn at the time.
Nice.
So, maybe not the best timing, but here we are. And so I was making a commute to Mission Viejo, and it was at least an hour each way. And I was like, I can't do this. I just can't do it. The traffic was killing me. And I was like, no, I'm done. I can't do it. I love Dr. Hafer, but I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Plus, the people of Oceanside need a Blair chiropractor. So I'm like, there is no Blair practitioner within 30 plus miles of here. So I'm like, all right, it's time. I need to serve my community as well. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to take the leap. I have a newborn, but no time like the present, may as well. And so when I decided I was going to open, sorry, the cars.
Okay.
When I decided that I was going to open up my practice, I said, I want to open it by my daughter's first birthday. And I opened 3 days after my daughter's first birthday. So I'm going to take the wins. I was like, it's close enough. It was on a Friday and we opened on a Monday.
Nice.
But yeah, it was hard. It was really hard, but, finding financing, making sure you have the right equipment, making sure you know the right people to do all the things that you don't know that you need to do. It's tough to open a practice, but it's very much well worth it. So very thrilled that I did.
Yeah. And what I've seen, so many times is if you can get the training that you got, right? If you, that type of a training experience, when you go out on your own, it's going to be difficult. There's
Right.
challenges that are in, but
Yeah.
you're so much further ahead than if you would have just came right out of school and opened a practice, right?
100%. Yes, absolutely. Because I saw systems in place that I didn't know needed to be there. Um, I, again, already had the groundwork of being a good adjuster. Hopefully, most of my patients thought so. So, I'm going to go with it.
Yep.
So I had that groundwork. I knew how to analyze a CBCT well. Um, and so it's setting the foundation to be successful in the future. So I think associateship is important because it really does. It sets the stage for being successful in practice. I mean, what's the statistic of chiropractors opening offices? I don't think it's awesome. I think it's like within a year, was it like 80% of chiropractors are not successful in their first year. And then after 5 years, it drops somewhat, but it's not a great success rate. And I'm like, why is that? What's the issue behind it? And I think a lot of times is in school, we don't get set up to how to be a business owner. You can be great adjusters, but if you can't run a business or market well, then you're not going to be successful, because bringing patients in the door, you got to bring patients in to be able to adjust them and get them well. So
yeah, exactly. And not like you said, there's only so much time during chiropractic school to learn all the things that you have to learn in chiropractic school, just to like pass boards and get all your requirements and do all the things that you have to do just to be licensed, right?
Exactly.
And then and then you have but then like that's like 20% of probably what you actually need to know to be successful in practice.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
So then you have the other 80% of the information that you just don't even know. Like you don't even have it. Like you could try to learn it on your own, right? Like while you're in school, while you're doing a million other things and you have no time, right? Where you can try to like read business books and try to go to, visit as many offices as you can, which you should. And that's good.
Yeah.
But it makes so much more sense to go into an environment and learn in an actual practice from someone who is actually successful, right? Like that's success leaves clues, right? So if someone's like, okay, this is how I've built a practice, these are the things that I've done, this is what works, especially if it's something like Dr. Hafer, who has trained multiple associates, right? Like that is, I mean, mentorship is huge in any profession, but definitely in upper cervical chiropractic.
Yeah. Well, and I think as a testament to that, her associate at the time, Dr. Whitney Bolton, she helped train me as well when Dr. Hafer couldn't. And so she trained so well as her associates can also train. So like I feel comfortable, and hopefully in the near future, bringing an associate of my own to be able to train because I was really well.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. And that's what it's about, right? I mean, that's what the upper cervical community I've seen is unique in the just the mentorship mindset that you have throughout the entire upper cervical community, regardless of technique.
Right.
We see this throughout upper cervical where it's a pay it forward type of group, right? It's all about like, okay, these are the things that I learned. These are the things that I was taught. I want to teach others, right?
Exactly.
And it's not about hoarding those things. It's about like, hey, how can I help other people be successful?
Yes. Well, and I think one thing that I really loved when I attended my first Blair conference, one of the things that they said was Blair to the world. And I was like, oh, I feel that. It's true because you don't want to gatekeep this. This is too big. Upper cervical in general is too big to gatekeep. People need to know about it and people need to have access to it. And if we are gatekeeping it, we don't have the ability to take care of everybody. We just don't. And so we need to train others to be good doctors and to be good business owners to be able to serve our communities well.
Yeah. So let's talk about this first year of practice, right? So let's, what are some of the things that you've learned in this first year that, it's you maybe you didn't know that you needed to know, or you've learned it in a different way than you
Yeah.
expected to learn it, or it's different than being an associate, and like, because there's a lot of things that are like that. But what are some of those things that really stick out to you?
Um, I mean, there's so much of it. It's not even funny. But I mean, as an associate, right, you come in, you take care of patients. For me, you do the analysis, you do the exams, you do all the stuff. But as a business owner now, I go in early and I still have stuff to do. I stay late and I still have stuff to do. On my days off, I'm in the office still trying to get stuff done. And it's not terrible, but there's always something that requires your attention. And
Right.
so when I actually opened my practice, my main core value was balance. I wanted balance, whether it's balance in the spine, balance in work life. Balance was my core value. Um, and so my husband even called me out on it. He goes, like that balance thing you were talking about, you're kind of working all the time. And I was like, yeah, I got to do better at that. And so, learning how to balance work, because I have emails coming in, I have calls coming in. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to take care of this, but it doesn't have to be done right now. It can wait until I get into the office in the morning, or it can wait, 2 hours till my daughter goes to bed or something. Nothing has to be, it's not emergent. Nothing is emergent.
Right.
And so learning that balance of being a business owner and, a mom as well and a wife, that was really hard for me at the beginning, and learning boundaries with that as well. So that was a hard lesson for me to learn. Still is, let's be real, I'm constantly working on it. But yeah, all the things that I didn't know, I actually ended up hiring a business coach for some of it, because I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know who to reach out to for marketing. I didn't know how to look for a space. I didn't know how to be compliant sometimes. Like I knew there was compliance standards. And although I learned it in associateship, how do you set that up in your own practice? And so learning that, so that was helpful as well. And then, financing things. How do you finance something? How do you make sure that you're in a place that's going to be fruitful for you while also being beneficial for your patients, if that makes sense. So you don't want to spend too much money, but also you need the equipment to do well. And it's a balance. It's a balance.
Balance. Yeah.
It comes back in everything.
Yeah. And so, do you have a CA in your
I
practice?
do. Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, when I first started, I got really, really, really lucky. My parents are fantastic. Absolutely amazing humans. And so at the time, I had a babysitter, and my dad would come into the office with me, and my dad would help run front desk. He'd help take notes. Him and I were trying to figure it out. And, he's a human resource guy, but he was also a Navy corpsman. So he knew medical. And so that's why I was like, okay, let's do it. We got this. So that was huge. And my mom's like, yeah, I'll come in and I'll help. Mom decided she liked the baby better than being in the office, which I can appreciate. But it gave me the ability to take my babysitter, who is an amazing human, and has actually worked in the medical field, and bring her into the practice. And now she helps me do all of she's helped me with some more. Before we met you guys, she's helped me with marketing. She's helped me with notes. She's helped me build this practice. And there's a bird. That we actually just hired another CA about 2 months ago now. So yeah, it was the start was a little rocky, but once we got Lacey in, it was great. And again, Dad still comes in the office and helps out if need be, which is really cool as well. But yeah, he's our HR guy now.
Nice.
Very family run practice.
Yeah, and you mentioned the word balance, and there's so much balance that is required between the different team members of an upper cervical practice, right? Yeah. So that you can do the things that only you can do,
right?
And the other team members can do the things that they can do, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so what's been some of the ways that you've been able to really dial in some of your team focus and systems and those types of things?
I am really bad at delegation, really bad. It has been something I have been working on. But I am very thankful that Lacey was a go-getter and is like, hey, these are my skill sets. This is how I can help. And I'm like, beautiful. This is great. You do that. I'm going to do this.
Nice.
And so learning her skill sets, now that we have Rachel as part of our team as well, it's now we're learning her skill sets. What areas does she shine? Where, where can we best put people to where they're having a good time, which this is actually something I learned from Dr. Hafer as well. It's, where do you shine best? Where are you going to be happy at? And where are you going to be most effective at? Because if you're not happy, you shouldn't be there either.
Yeah.
And so it's, again, that balance of finding out, what are you good at and how can we best help you thrive in this practice? So Lacey took the initiative, which was great. And we're still learning with Rachel of, where's she best going to shine? Where can we best make her an excellent member of the team? And she already is. She learns so fast. It's incredible. And so Lacey's now moving into some more marketing type things, not the social media aspect, but in person, reaching out to different companies around us. Hey, you want to do a spinal screening with us? That type of stuff. She still does notes with me. She does good patient care. We recently added SoftWave to our practice. So her and Rachel have both been doing SoftWave with our patients, and both of them are just really good at patient interaction. And our patients actually, whenever somebody's not there, they're like, oh my gosh, are they okay? Did they leave? What's going on? Because they're such an integral part of our practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
And that's awesome, right? That's how it should be, right? You want the team to connect with the patients, right? And have that where they feel like, where are they? What's going on with them? And because they enjoy seeing their smiling faces and talking with them and all that. And that's what you want. You want that team that's going to serve together well.
Yeah.
I love what you said too. It's, you got to find what people are good at, what they're passionate about, what they enjoy doing. And those are all, obviously there's certain things that they have to get done within the practice, right? Like somebody's got to do it, right? But yeah, if you can spend the majority of your time doing the things that you most enjoy or the things that you're best at, then you're going to thrive and you're going to be more and more effective in that role. So
exactly. And actually the cool thing with Lacey is after she started working, within a month of working in the office with me, and obviously, I came home with her and the baby and she got to hear all the things. She actually decided she was going to go to chiropractic school and practice Blair as well.
Nice.
So working on a bunch of her prereqs. So I'm like, literally Blair to the world over here. Let's grow some awesome doctors and let's do the thing.
I love it. Yeah. The more CAs and patients you can turn into upper cervical chiropractors, the better, right?
Right.
So that's cool stuff.
But then I'm going to be sad when she goes to chiropractic school because I'm like, I got to fill your shoes now.
Yeah, but then maybe maybe she can come back and be an associate instead.
Well, and that's the goal. That's the hope.
Yeah, that's cool. So okay, so you mentioned the practice has been going well, been growing over this past first year in practice on your own, and you mentioned a couple times the importance of marketing and learning how to more effectively market the practice.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you've been working with us. You've been working with UCM here for a while now. And so, can you tell us about your experience? How's it been going working with UCM? How have we been doing helping you to grow your practice?
Yeah, UCM's been really great. It's been easy. That's the best way I can say it. So I spoke with some students at the Blair conference at their spiz night. And I was like, if you find something you really don't enjoy doing, pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Marketing is not my favorite thing in the world to do. I'm just not good at it. I know that. And so running a website, not good at. Guess what? You guys do that for me. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. Making ads for us. That's game changer. Yes, I have to record the content, which I am still bad at. But you guys, I don't have to do any of the editing. I don't have to do any of that. You guys take care of all of it. And then you guys have this awesome dashboard that I can just go through and see, how are we doing here? And the breakdown of the statistics is important too, because it's like, oh, these are how many people reached out. These are just abandon these. They didn't actually reach out, or telemarketers or whatever it was. these are the people that really want to come in. And then on my conversations with them, are we able to convert them to patients? Are we not? Where are we at there? And then what's our conversion rate from patients we talk to versus new patients versus care plan patients? So it's really cool to see the breakdown of statistics, to see how are we actually doing? Are we doing well? Are we marketing well? And then how can we tweak it to make sure that we're bringing the correct people in, that we're correct isn't the right word. That we're bringing in people who need to see us and who need help from us.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's you guys make it easy. That's the best way I can describe it. Is I don't have to do work that I don't want to do, and that's nice.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm blessed to hear that, because that's what we want. We want it to be as easy as possible for the doctors, because the whole idea, right, is you're good at taking care of patients, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do, right?
Yes.
Like only you can take care of.
Right.
I'm not adjusting your patients, right?
Right.
So only you can be doing that.
Right.
And so if we can do everything else that gets the patients in the door, then that that, like you said, we want to make that as easy as possible, right? Because
which I appreciate.
because there's tons of sick and suffering people who need hope and healing, right? It's just a matter of putting the right message in front of them, attract them into the practice, and then having good systems to follow up and convert that person into an actual new patient. And so
exactly,
that's awesome.
Yep. And the cool thing about that is, what you said about having good systems to convert them. It's really cool because the way you guys track, you can see, is it a me issue, or is it we need to switch up our marketing? So it's very clear. If it's a me issue, how can I fix it? If it's a marketing thing, you guys are on top of it, fixed it, done. Let's, because you guys are really communicative as well. So we meet with you guys, with someone or multiple people from your team at least once a month. And so if there's something not working, it's like, hey, it's a you thing. You haven't sent us any videos. Yep, my bad. That's a me thing. Or is it these ads weren't super great. Let's switch it up and let's do this. So again, the communication is awesome too, which again makes it really easy.
Yeah. And that's what it's about too, right? Is being a partner.
Yeah.
Right. To have a partnership in the growth of your practice. That's what, that's what we desire to do with clients. And so, yeah, right. I mean, that communication is key. There's some of our clients who don't meet with us as much as we would like them to. And it's it's to their detriment, right? It's you got to stay connected with anybody that you're working with like this, but especially something like this, that's so, it's so much like, if you don't get feedback, we got to have feedback on both sides, or you can't make things better. You can't tweak things, make it better, and improve processes and all that kind of stuff. And like you said, when you can get the data and the conversation, then you can improve results, right?
Exactly.
And that's how it comes down to it.
Well, and if you can't get people in the door, then your practice isn't going to thrive either. So it's very much this has to be a good relationship. Otherwise, it's not the correct place. But this is the correct place for me, clearly, as we've gotten good results. So excellent results, actually.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that the practice has really been growing. I'm excited for year 2. Now it's year 2. It has officially begun.
Yep, we got big goals.
So what's the vision? What's coming next?
Well, my goals, I have some goals for 2027. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it happen, but I'm really going to dig in and try and make it happen. I do upper cervical, but I also do full spine. And with the athletic training part, the whole body, whole healing. And so I kind of want to open up a more not medical, like a wellness side of things. So if I can, I want to try and take over one of the suites in our building, and create a wellness portion where you have hyperbaric chamber, cryotherapy, PEMF, like a healing modality place that people can go. And it's not that everybody needs all of the things, but it's available for the things that people do need. So whether or not I can make it happen by 2027, I don't know, but
nice.
That's the goal.
Love it. All right, Doc. Well, appreciate you serving this community that obviously it's a community that my family lives in North San Diego County. And so I'm glad you're up here serving people, making them healthier. And as we always say around here, go team upper cervical.
Absolutely.